Hello and welcome to the second episode of Out of This World. And I am your host, Jamie Hanshaw, and your co-host is Kristin Lagan. And this is my face. And that is her beautiful face. Yes. And tonight we come to you barefaced and all squeaky clean, ready to talk about beauty products and all of the things that we put on our skin, our hair, our eyes, our lips, and all of the little tender parts of our bodies that come in contact with, I think it was about 500 synthetic chemicals every day we come in contact with as women.
Wow,
And
that's a lot.
yes. And
didn't know it was that much.
It's crazy because if you think about it, they're totaling up, soaps, dyes, makeup, just everything in your household that is toxic. And we are going to go through all of our beauty routine, our hygiene products, everything, and see how we do with how clean we are. And this is, we're well into Lent. We're about a little over the first week of Lent. And for Orthodox Christians, that is the time that we purge ourselves of all of the things that are toxic, all the things we are addicted to. We fast, we pray, we give up things that bring us pleasure, just to bring ourselves back to a baseline of purity. And so tonight, we are going to see if we can clean up our routine a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm nervous about how toxic my products might be.
I'm a little nervous. I mean, I have been trying to eliminate synthetic things for a long, long time. So I cannot stand detergent, like laundry detergent.
Oh, I didn't know. I
Gain,
didn't do that. Yeah.
all of those. Jay, my husband, has the most sensitive skin. So he's sort of like my canary in the coal mine. I know if I buy something new and he has a little reaction to it, then I know that that's not very good. Even some of the chapsticks and lip glosses, if I give him a little kiss, he'll have a little red reaction. So I have to be
Wow,
careful.
that's bananas. Okay.
And yeah, he can't even smell perfume. Like I love perfume and he hates it. So if I even put a dot of perfume on, he's just like, "Why do you hate me?" And I'm like, "I don't." I just like perfume, but I guess I will have to start making
I love perfume.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have to start making our own perfume from like essential oils and things like that.
I actually have a great product that it'll be part of the process of this episode for perfumes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, we were watching the original Batman. Do you remember that movie with Tim Burton Batman and Jack Nicholson as the Joker?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Do you remember that the Joker was putting chemicals in all of the hygiene products in Gotham City? And he was creating binary weapons that kill people. And so the newscasters would say, "Don't use your hairspray with your lipstick or this or that, because when you put these chemicals together, it was making a reaction that was deadly."
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So that really made me think about the show. And then another thing that I came across, I wish I had saved this, but I didn't. I was on TikTok and this girl came on and she says, "I work at Ulta Beauty, and certain of the pressed powders and eyeshadow palettes, we have to dispose of them in a certain way as biohazard." And I was like, "What? Why would you be rubbing that in your eyes if they can't even throw it away legally without packaging it in something else?" Have you heard that before?
No, but not to derail this, I was looking at something on Instagram and it was about how a makeup artist was saying probably 60 to 70% of her clients the women admit not cleaning their face every night. And so what that's doing, there's a bacteria that feeds in your face, especially with your mascara. And it's like this parasite and it lays babies. And I was just mortified when I was reading this article about it because I do wash my face every night. but I do know that there's a culture of like, making sure you look perfect when you wake up in the morning or you look perfect every moment of the day. And that's just not realistic. Like this is perfection, the way we're made and like the way we present ourselves. And when I saw an image of, especially with women that get like eyelash extensions, like
Mm-hmm.
the glue with the mascara, with the synthetic lash itself, like there's like a breeding ground there for the bacteria to continue to like feed on itself. And so I was really disturbed by like this thing like that can be in your face all the time.
Yes. You don't want
Oh,
the creepy crawlies on your eyelids,
no.
you know.
Yeah, gross.
Um, Another thing that came up in the news recently, I have a whole card on this, but I don't know where it's at, but it was the Johnson and Johnson's baby powder
Oh
lawsuit.
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
remember that? That
yeah.
was
I
recent.
do.
So there was like
Yeah,
asbestos in the talc, and they knew this for like decades, and they continued letting people use it on their babies.
yeah.
And this is the
And
same company that is offering us some stabbies. So think about that.
yeah, like when I heard that Johnson and Johnson was like, "Hey, put this on your infant baby," it's like everything that they have on the shelves. I was just like, "Okay, the integrity like is completely out the window."
Mm-hmm.
And any type of like older company like that, I wonder from that era, like how they're actually producing or testing products, or is it just still just a corporate, like, what's the bottom line?
Yeah, I think especially the older established companies
Mm,
are just going on their reputations that grandma bought
Nabisco
baby powder, mom
and
bought baby powder. Yeah.
yeah.
And then I heard a story about Olaplex, which I actually have a bottle of that in my shower. And they were saying that one of the ingredients called lilial, which is just a synthetic fragrance, is just
Mhm.
something that mimics lily of the valley, but it was linked to infertility. And since then, I think they have
Right.
tried to take it out of their new stuff, but in the EU, it didn't have that. And we're going to talk about the EU in just a second, but I wanted to start out by talking about water because that's the beginning of our hygiene ritual, right? Our cleansing, our bathing, our renewal. And the water is freaking poisoned, you guys.
Yes, it is.
Think about that.
Okay, so I never thought about it until I was about mid 20s. And man, in my 20s, I love documentaries. Um, I don't trust the makers of documentaries anymore. But back in the day, I was just like, I'm not going to watch anything unless it's a documentary. And that's how I learned a lot of the stuff. Like, that was my baseline level for a lot of the stuff I believe in now.
Mhm.
And I watched, I think you mentioned it last week, I think it's in What the Bleep Do You Know? Dr. Emoto's
Yeah.
water experiment.
Yeah.
And anyway, that kind of sent me down, what the bleep do you know? Like, I immediately started like looking into that documentary and I saw like the debunking and like the weird stuff that was happening with the creator of it and the star of it. But that Dr. Emoto, the water experiment, really fascinated me because we're made of water. And so I was
Mhm.
like, do we respond to positive and negative words? And, then if you think biblically about, being careful about the things that you say out loud. And I was like, whoa, I'm starting to like feel like there's some type of correlation here. And anyway, I really decided that I was going to just start diving deep into the importance of water and if it really did matter. And I'd heard about fluoride in water, but didn't know a whole lot about it. And I would say like 10 years later now, I think I'm like a expert in water.
Cool. That's a cool thing to be an expert in. I
I think
love
I'm an
water.
expert in water. Yeah.
I'm a total water everything. And I love that you brought up the Emoto scientific experiments about intentions and thoughts and words and vibrations on water, because this gives scientific evidence for holy water, right? Which is something that
Yeah,
we make
exactly.
in the Orthodox Church once a year, or the priest can make it whenever he wants. But usually it's called theophany, and it is a celebration of water. It's a celebration of Christ's baptism. It is what they say when Christ was baptized, he cleansed the water of the earth.
Mm.
So he was baptizing the water so the water could baptize us.
Mm.
And what we are bathing in now, especially as Americans, is anti holy water. Basically, it's been loaded with tons of chemicals. And when you start to look into fluoride, this is kind of like baby's first conspiracy theory. Like this is something that, yeah, fluoride, what is this in the water? I thought it was good for your teeth. But when you actually start
Yeah.
studying it, you should end up with more questions than answers. And this should start you on some kind of a snowball path to like, what is going on? Because I was just trying to make some notes for this show about fluoride, and I got caught up in two documentaries. One was called, let me get the name of it. They're both on BitChute. And one was called The Great Calling, Our Water 2012 by Chris Maple, and the other one's called Fluoride Poison on Tap. So if you guys want to look at those, they're pretty good. And I'm sure Kristin has some recommendations too.
Yeah, so we're gonna link a Dr. McCullough has a really great, it's like 16-minute long video on fluoride and the like how it originated and how they passed this and how they've we're literally, I think, living in like 1940 studies of fluoride and how it is supposed to supposedly help children's teeth. But after a certain age, it helps and actually poisons humans, and we're doing nothing about it, and actually ramping up in certain cities the production or the infiltration of how much fluoride is going into the water. So it's a really short video. When I discovered it, I shared it with a lot of friends and family, and they were like, stop, like not ready. But I think it's a really great, if I can, I'm still trying to find the link, but we're going to find the link and we'll make sure that it's attached to this show.
Okay, cool. So the first thing I wanted to make a point about is that depopulation is the point when it comes to these kind of things. And I don't want to make any bones about, them trying to make our water healthy or our teeth healthy or any other benefit that we're going to get from putting this in the water. So, and that's what we're going to be focusing on also when we look at our products is the point to this is to make you sick and to
Mm-hmm.
make you ill and to make you stupid and, to eventually kill you. So, one of the
Yeah.
first things I noticed watching these documentaries when they would go back to clips from the 60s, 50s, 60s, or whenever this started, the scientists would always say, it's safe and effective. It's safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. Almost like they're reading a script. And what do they say today about the things that they're trying to push on you?
Trust.
Trust the science. It's safe and effective, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
their mantra. And so when you hear this, safe and effective, that is a red flag, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Um,
1930s, old timey times. This is when this started. So there was
yeah.
one company that was making aluminum called Alcoa, actually. And one of its major stockholders and founders was Andrew Mellon, who was also US Treasury Secretary and in charge of US Public Health Services. So this is the revolving door of bureaucracy where there's no checks and balances, and the people that are put there to supposedly protect you from things also have interests and financial interests. And when you find out later on, spiritual interests that are not aligned with what's best for you.
Absolutely not. We were also talking about how fluorinated water, I mean, I did just quick like notes on before we got online. And if you put in just Google or DuckDuckGo, like pineal gland and water, because like fluorinated water, if you put in like the dangers of fluorinated water, it automatically says it calcifies the pineal gland.
Mm-hmm.
And so then if you like dig a little bit deeper, it's like, oh, okay, so what's happening to the pineal gland? Well, fluoride from the water accumulate in the pineal gland more than any other part of the body. And so it's like, okay, well, what's the problem with that? Well, if you have a calcified pineal gland, which is like very like it's sad to me because like kind of the new age community has taken that over of like if you speak this type of language, it's like, oh, you're new age. And it's like, no, this is like actually scientific. Like this doesn't have to be new age. This is what's happening in your
Right.
body.
The pineal gland actually exists,
It
and
actually
it's for a
exists. It's
reason.
in your
Yeah.
brain. And then if it's calcified, then it's not operating correctly.
Right.
And believe it or not, the more fluoride you put in your body, it is being calcified. And if it's calcified, then you are not able to, like literally, this was like a super quick. So melatonin
Mm-hmm.
is secreted in the pineal gland.
Okay.
If you're not if you don't have an active or working pineal gland, then your melatonin and your cortisol levels are not producing correctly. And melatonin's naturally secreted at night when the sun goes down. Cortisol is naturally increased in the morning time by sun exposure. This is messing up our circadian rhythms, which is really, really, really detrimental to our health, which is full circle back to you and what you're saying about this is trying to make us sick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's making us sick because we
Mm-hmm.
don't regulate our sleep. We don't think it's important. We don't really even understand the chemical secretion in our body that's normal because our pineal glands are calcified
Mm-hmm.
and that's not happening correctly in the masses.
Right. So this was one of the first grand human experiments that they didn't know what would happen when they released this on the public. And the first place that they did this was Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Mm.
And okay, so fluoride, I learned, can be called like 100 different things. What we have now in the water is not just fluoride, which was originally used as a rat poison, sodium fluoride. But we have something even worse now, which is fluoride and silica, and it's far more toxic. So basically, fluoride is a way for chemical processing industries to eliminate their industrial waste without having to pay for it to be handled as hazardous.
Oh.
And they call it fluoride and they sell it to cities. And the thing is, we don't even have enough chemical waste to fluoridate all the places that they want to fluoridate in the US. So we actually buy toxic waste from China to dump in our water because we're not making enough. So fluoride is the byproduct of all of this crap, aluminum and everything that they make. And then they can't dispose of it. So they sell it to us and they say, just take it internally as a soft kill weapon. Right?
Wow. Yeah.
And then I found out, this is so crazy, 98% of Europe does not use fluoridated water.
I learned that too this week. I had no idea.
75% of America does.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something going on with the EU and the FDA that for whatever reason, they want all these chemicals more in English-speaking countries because I think it's only like 12 or 13 countries that have fluoridated water and the rest don't. And they're all predominantly WHITE English speaking countries. So that's something to think about.
Yeah. Wonder what that's about.
Yeah. The EU has banned about 1,300 chemicals, and we're going to talk about that when we talk about makeup too. The FDA has banned 12. So things that you get, even if it's the same product in Europe and America, it's different ingredients because a lot of those ingredients are banned.
It's like the Olaplex that you were bringing up earlier.
Yeah.
It got banned in the UK, but
Yes.
here in America, no one knows it's happening.
Right. So then they had some stories about phosphate mining plants in Florida that would actually dissolve the women's pantyhose when they got there. They would get out of the car and their pantyhose would start melting off their legs because it was that toxic in that area. Um,
Oh,
oh, here's something interesting. Fluoride actually affects people of color more. So you were talking about the melatonin and the cortisol and those things. So fluoride is like so much more worse for people of color than it is for white people. I thought that was really interesting.
hmm.
You would not believe how many food items have fluoride. Cheerios.
Oh, really?
Yes. There's this thing called nursery water that you can get at the store, like gallons of baby water, they sell it, and it's like extra fluoride for your baby.
Oh man. To
Yeah.
make those teeth very strong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then the fluoridation of water is also connected to the Manhattan Project with the enriched uranium and nuclear weapons.
Wow.
Edward Bernays worked on the fluoride campaign. He's like,
Okay.
yeah, the godfather of propaganda.
Yeah, that's great.
Um, and the fluoride in your toothpaste is a little different than what they put in the water, but it's still not good for you. Poison Control gets 10,000 calls a year just for kids ingesting toothpaste. And this made me think, remember last time we were talking about why I was absent from school so much?
Mhm.
And before everybody starts calling me a born liar or whatever that I was faking sick, I was trying to remember how it went. And I'm like, I would wake up and begin getting ready for school, put my clothes on, and then I would go brush my teeth. And that's when I would start to feel nauseous. And that's when I would be like, Mom, I don't want to go to school. I feel gross. My stomach hurts. I want to lay down. I want to go back to bed. And I started putting the block, like connecting those little synapses. Like maybe as a child, I was using, Crest or Aim or Colgate or whatever. And you just like put a giant dollop on there and put it all in your mouth and some gets
Yeah.
in you. And I'm like, that is probably contributed to me and my morning sickness as a child. What do you think?
I mean, I think that, and that's the whole point of this show today is it's the accumulation of things day after day in a consistent way that is extremely harmful. If you're exposed to something one time, it's like, oh, well, that sucked. I don't want to do that again. But we've been conditioned to think that all this stuff is healthy or good, or we're supposed to be doing this. And I completely believe the fact that some people could be more sensitive. There's a reason why there's a whole brand or there's different levels of sensitivity in toothpaste. Remember
Mhm.
Sensodyne?
Yeah.
It's like some people can't use Crest or Aim or Colgate because it's too strong for their teeth and because they have sensitive teeth. So then they go to Sensodyne.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, when I first learned about that, I was like, wow, oh, I almost said a bad word. What a weenie, like you can't like use regular toothpaste. But now I really do think that we're just genetically all very sensitive to different things. Some of us are more sensitive to sounds, smells, energies that people project out of them. So I guess just the older I get, the more empathetic I am towards, yeah, very could have been like you and fluoride. And maybe that's why the topic is so near and dear to your heart today is you intuitively knew maybe as a teenager, like this is really affecting me.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to
Who
think
knows?
about when I first was reading about synthetic chemicals and how bad it is for you. Um, I got rid of all my laundry detergent, all of my dryer sheets, all of my Glade plugins, all
Oh
of my
yeah, that was the first
Febreze.
thing.
Remember Febreze?
Oh, and Bath and Body Works.
Yes.
That
Oh,
was like, I immediately just like ransacked my house and just started throwing it all out because of the chemical that it was like throwing in the air with the candles. I had no idea.
Bath and Body Works candles are made of paraffin, soy, and vegetable, and they cause cancer, nausea, congenital disabilities, headaches, respiratory problems. They're full of carcinogens, phthalates, BHT. They used to have lead core wicks,
Wow, I don't
which
even know
would
what that is,
emit
but it says
toxic
lead.
fumes into your home. So if you're buying candles, you just want beeswax. That's it. Beeswax
Mhm.
candles with cotton wick. You're safe.
Okay, so I heard that soy candles are okay. Is that bad?
It's on this list of not great.
Okay.
So, but I love bees and
Yeah.
I love beeswax anyway, so that's not a real big deal for me. I love making my own beeswax candles and I have been doing that for a long
Yeah.
time. Um, but yeah, so all of this stuff is again toxic byproducts of big petroleum, big what's that? Minerals and just all this crazy stuff. So, the top 5 things that you're going to try and look for that are harmful are parabens, which
Mhm.
mimic estrogen, sulfates irritate your skin, formaldehyde burns you, phthalates, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, messes with your reproduction, and mineral oil, which clogs your pores. And these 5 things are in so much. I'm thinking, do you remember? Okay, I had this scent thing because I love good smells. I'm a smell
Mhm.
person, and I had this like CD player, but it was scents. And I think it was Febreze or one of these companies that made it. And you put this little disc in and you put it down, you press play, and it would like rotate and then put a puff of smell out for
I
you.
don't
I was like
remember this at
addicted to
all.
these. I had these little CD discs. I had the whole collection. I would like put it on all day. So it was puffing out this crap
Oh,
that I smelled
wow.
all day.
Okay.
I now when you detox and you go back, like if you get in a car with a car freshener, I get nauseous.
Hmm.
Um, Hairspray, like I said, detergent, really strong detergent. When we go out walking at night, we can smell other people's dryer sheets
Oh, wow.
puffing
Okay.
out into the
Yeah.
breeze. And it's so
Yeah.
strong
Because we're
that
so desensitized to it from
exactly. So,
childhood. Yeah.
yeah. So these smells, you can't smell it anymore because it's engulfing you. But when you come in from a pure environment into something like that, the toxic perfumes and scents and fragrances, you're just like choking to death.
Hmm.
Um, so okay, what do we learn? We're going to get a filter for our shower, right? If you're not already filtering your drinking water, you're way behind. But
I bought a filter for my water, my shower water, because
yeah,
of the minerals, like the hard. We live in Tennessee, so like there's a lot of limestone here, which is a lot of minerals that affects your skin and your hair in really, really bad and crappy ways. But it also, the heat from this fluorinated water, you're putting it into your lungs. It's like being in a steam room and
yes,
um, you're just, it's almost worse than drinking it to a degree.
because you're getting it in your lungs and directly in your
Hmm.
bloodstream like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you
So
like a hot shower, yeah.
first thing on our list is a filter for
Okay.
our shower. Then let's talk about, okay, toothpaste. We did toothpaste. So let's make that our first thing to
Okay.
look up on our app that we downloaded that we're going to use now from now on. All of us girls, we're getting cleaned up.
So
And
I actually brought two
okay,
because I have one that I want to recommend on that you can purchase online, and then there's another one that I use as a backup if I'm like just needing to run out to the local health store, or I think like maybe Target has this too, but I have no idea which one's better than the other. So
okay.
we will
What
look at
kind of
that.
toothpaste do you use?
So this is the one I purchased online. It's called Boca, and I'm going to scan it now.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a 4. I don't know what that means. It's a 4.
Okay. 0 is best, 10 is worst.
Okay, so this is a 4.
Okay. Is it green or orange? Your score.
Green.
Your
Oh, it's
score.
green.
Okay.
It's like it's not either. It's not orange or green. It's kind of like a mustard yellow.
Okay. And it's a 4. So it's getting kind of like not great.
Okay.
And
What
what
do
kind
you
is that?
use?
Can you hold it up? Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay. Element
Bokeh
Boca.
element.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing I love about this app actually is that it will give you suggestions when you type in what you're looking for. It will say, it will give you like recommendations of zeros that you can shop for.
Mhm.
And I really want us all to phase out your big brand, name brand box store products. And so we can support the smaller businesses that are up and coming and trying to get rid of all these toxic chemicals. So what I use is Dr. Bronner's toothpaste,
Oh,
the peppermint
that was
one.
the one I was going to tell you.
You have the
Like,
same thing.
ah,
Toothpaste twins.
yay!
Nice. Um, so this is my favorite. It got a 3, which is okay.
Okay. So now I know which one's better.
Yeah. So the peppermint gets a 3, but Dr. Bronner's anise toothpaste gets a 1. And I don't really like the taste of anise, but okay. And I also use the coral calcium toothpaste from Alex Jones' website.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't have that one.
it's
So.
okay. It works great. And you know what I noticed is that my teeth are less sensitive to sugar after using that coral calcium, because there's a couple spots in my teeth, like when I eat a candy, it's like, ow. But
Okay.
since I've been using that one, there's been no sensitivity whatsoever. But the taste of that one is not my favorite. There's an
Mhm.
ingredient in there that's kind of weird. It's not awful, but I prefer this one. But
Yeah, I really like the peppermint Dr. Bronner's.
yeah.
It's probably my fave.
So we're in the green here. I think my body can handle it. I might switch out to a 0 score toothpaste in the future when I get rid of the surplus of these. But so we're
Okay.
doing okay. We're doing okay.
We're doing good. We're in the green.
Okay.
Okay. So do you want to maybe move to body wash? Did
Yeah,
you?
I did. So okay, let's talk about soap because okay, do you remember in the 90s? My favorite was this brand called Soft Soap with these little pearly things like micro beads or something in there that burst with
Yes.
scent. And so I used to get this and I'd have my loofah, which we're not using loofahs anymore, guys. Those are gross. They're made of nasty plastic that breaks down. They have bacteria in the core of them that gets trapped in there, mold and all that yucky stuff, mildew and bacteria. They scratch your skin and they remove protective oils and the protective layer that you have on your skin. So no more plastic loofah
No
things.
loofahs.
Because in the
Yeah.
90s, you just get your loofah and your soft soap or whatever, you pile it on there and scrub your whole body down
Oh
with
yeah.
this. We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't need to scrub your skin. All you need to do is soap up the sweaty parts, 1, 2, 3, and the crevices with soap. That's it. That's all you have to do.
Mm.
So what did I bring? What'd you bring for soap?
So I just discovered this. There's this cute health like food store in Franklin, Tennessee called
Uh-huh.
Urban Market. And I bought this maybe a month and a half ago. And I love the smell of it. I hope it's healthy. I think it would be if I bought it here, but it's the
Castle body wash, green tea. Oh, that looks
Green
nice.
Tea Essence, Virginia First Green Tea Farm Naturals. I have no idea,
That should
but
be
it has
safe.
I think it's safe.
If it doesn't
So
have, what were the 5? Paraben, sulfate, formaldehyde, phthalates, and mineral oil. Those are the
Yeah.
big
What
five
did you
ones.
bring?
I brought two. Let me see which this one gets. I have the Dr. Bronner's
Mm-hmm.
Pure Castile soap,
Yeah.
which is funny because this is a hippie staple. Like I've lived among hippies like an anthropologist
Oh
and I've
yeah.
studied their ways. And there's
Do you
three things they
stand in the
all have in common.
shower? Do you stand in the shower and read every word on the Dr.
I
Bronner?
used to. I used to be like, yeah, this is also, all one, all is love. Um, there's three things that all of the people that I met on my travels that were like hippie like had in common. One was Dr. Bronner's, the other was dogs. They all had dogs. And the last one was how do I put this? Medicinal flowers.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Smoke the green medicinal flower.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
Yes.
hippies love Dr. Bronner's, flowers, and dogs.
Yeah.
That is bona fide. So, okay, Dr. Bronner's, I got it pulled up. It's a 0. We're good. It's all green,
Nice.
pure. This is the soap that I give Jay, not the scented, but the baby one, the one with no scents in it.
For sensitive skin.
Yeah. So that's Jay's staple soap. So we're good. We're doing good.
You can make that into like laundry detergent and it's amazing. I love Dr. Bronner's.
It really is an all-purpose kind of soap. I've used it as shampoo. I've used it as lots of things.
That's
and then
awesome.
Do you have another soap?
So this one's not registering at all. So I will tell you the ingredients.
Okay.
Green tea, coconut oil, olive oil, green tea extract, nettle tea extract, silk amino acids, citric acid, food grade anthem gum, aqua, and vitamin E. So I think I'm okay, but maybe one day come back to that.
Okay.
What else do you want to? I have my face wash. I have a kind of like a body oil that I like to spray on myself. I also have a probably super toxic body lotion that I like to use.
What brand is it?
Well, I get it at Sephora, so it's probably really bad. It's this brand.
Sol Janeiro. Did that come up on your app?
I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay.
I'm sure it's on the app.
I just tried to look up this soap that I use. I got it from Natural Grocers. It's called Alpine Provisions Castile Soap Fir and Sage. So I'm thinking it's okay. It didn't come up on this app. I don't think they have it on there yet because it looked like a new one, but I'm looking water, coconut, olive, lavender, clove, fir, and sage. So nothing super toxic in this. I think we're safe with Alpine Provisions, and they come in cute little bottles with animals on them.
Oh, so this is bad. This is
no.
really bad.
What score did you get?
It's really, really bad. It's an 8.
Oh no. Hold it up again.
It's called Bum de Bright Cream.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, it smells really good.
Is it just like a body lotion?
It's a body lotion, but it just like, I have this thing with body lotions where if it's greasy or if it like doesn't dry in a proper amount of time, I get really annoyed with it. And I have pretty dry skin. So
I do too. But I think that's from the fluoride and crap in the water too.
Yeah, probably. So I got this as like a, they give you samples when you go there and you purchase stuff. And so when I got the sample, I used it and I was like, wow, I love like the way this feels. So I went out and bought the ultra big size of toxicity I've been putting on my body.
A tub of toxic.
A tub of toxins.
Yep.
that I've been putting inside my skin. So good to know.
Body lotion has been one of my biggest hurdles because, like you said, it has to be perfectly, not greasy, but not dry, and the smell, everything. Okay, so I had the worst time, and I'm like a slugger. I mean, I put lotion head to toe, every part of my skin.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I'm going to keep doing this, it's going to have to be super ultra pure and affordable because I can't afford to be slugging my skin all the time in expensive things. So, one of the first things that I made was skin cream. And I got the recipe from Tristan's wife's cookbook, and the ingredients were just two things, which I love. It was beef tallow and coconut oil. But you can substitute the coconut oil if that doesn't agree with your skin.
How do you put like essential oils in it to
Yeah.
make it smell? Okay.
You can scent it with whatever essential oil you want. The tallow, it doesn't really have odor unless it gets older, but the shelf life of it is pretty good. It will last several months. I think I gave you some of it that I
You
made.
did, yeah. Well, mine scented lavender, so I was like, how did you get it to smell so lavendery?
Yeah. So that's something that I cannot live without now. I'm addicted to it. And
Okay, well, I'm gonna start using that versus this.
Okay. It's food grade. Actually, one time me and Jay did a show and I was like kind of promoting it a little bit, and I had some and I just like took a spoonful and I ate it. I was like, this how much I believe how pure it is. I'm just gonna eat some. I'm like, how many of you can eat your body lotion and feel good about it? Right? Not a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I love. You can either get her book a recipe and make it yourself, 3 ingredients, or you can just go to Jay's Analysis, and we have some for sale in the shop. I make it right when you order it and ship it to you real quick, and it's the best skin cream I've ever had. I used to have some stretch marks, from puberty and weight fluctuations and stuff, and it works so good. So if you're pregnant, if you are gaining and losing a lot of weight, then this is definitely going to help because the tallow your skin just drinks it up.
Cool.
Yeah. So where are we? Oh, I wanted to check this shampoo because I see it in the health food stores a lot, and I buy it sometimes when we travel because it's the only one that comes in travel size. What is it called? Eco Chic Technology. And I'm not.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this in the app right now and see how it comes up because it says no harmful sulfates, propylene, glycol, mineral oil, parabens, phthalates, artificial dyes. But I just want to check.
I forgot my shampoos upstairs. But I know what they're called.
Okay, Giovanni Eco Chic yeah, okay, so this is a 4. So it's kind of getting into the not great.
Yeah, it's not green, but it's not orange
not red
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's good for traveling in tiny size amounts. But I probably wouldn't buy this again just because I like the Alpine provisions. Oh, so we did the Alpine provision soap, but I'm guessing the shampoo and conditioner are pretty much on par with the body wash.
Now,
and I'll show you these.
I don't have my shampoo down here. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually seen this at Target. Maybe it's Target, but I just looked up shampoo on this app, and the Native brand. I don't know if you can hold on. Let me see if I can. That's not gonna work. That is a 0.
Native shampoo is a 0. Okay. I did bring
Native.
this that I just bought. I haven't used it yet.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
So Native is a good brand.
There's a ton of it. There's moisturizers, there's conditioners, shampoos. Yeah, that's
Okay.
great.
So I just bought native hair mask and native deodorant.
Oh, you got the deodorant.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Jay, he really likes the smell. Like he'll put his face like right up to my arms, like when he I don't- cucumber and mint is the the fragrance.
Okay, cool. Um, so I have two different deodorants. I have
Okay.
one when bad Kristin, I like need to run out of it.
Uh-huh.
Um, because I know how bad it is, and I've confessed this to you like before we did this show. It's like I wear bad deodorant, and I know I do, but I have for years been searching for a really good deodorant that I know is going to be healthy and not toxic to my skin. And so I have one. I like it. It's not my favorite, but I'm willing, if you guys have any type of suggestions on your favorite deodorant, I would love to hear it because I just have not found one that I love, that I can like just go to the store and buy that I know is going to be healthy for me. So here we go. Um, this is the bad deodorant I wear. Oh, this backside. Secrets.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm really scared to like even put that. This is Dr. Teal's.
Okay.
Um, so we'll see the difference in the two. So
Okay, put your secret in, and I'm gonna put my other deodorant that I like. It's called Lumi. And this one I like because you only have to put it on like every 2 or 3 days. And it's
what is that?
called Lumi.
But what is it?
It's just deodorant, Lumi
Oh,
deodorant.
okay.
And let's see. Okay, so this Lumi gets a 4. So maybe I need to make native my primary deodorant and Lumi my backup.
Okay, I think this is so bad it's not on there. But all the secrets that are coming on to like there's just like regular ones, they're
Uh-huh.
all 8.
8. Oh, Lord have mercy. No, no eights.
So that's 2 8s for me. That's the
Okay.
lotion and the whoa,
I
okay.
really think that aluminum deodorant and bras contribute to breast cancer
I
because,
agree more.
and that those are two things that I got rid of many
This
years
is
ago.
a 3.
A 3. Okay. So
So that, you know,
that's
which
better
one
than
do you
me.
think I should continue using?
Yeah, right. I did try to make a deodorant homemade. I figured out that the recipe called for baking soda and it gave me a rash, so I didn't try that again. But maybe I will try that again with arrowroot powder instead of baking soda because ideally, all of my stuff, I would love to have it just be made by me in my kitchen and perishable when it's natural. Like, because we're not meant to be putting all of these plastics and things that are made to give it a long shelf life on our skin.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm really kind of obsessed with like food facials. So whatever little recipe I get that is like put yogurt and turmeric on your face, I'm like, yeah, smear honey on your face. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll eat some. But
The thing with deodorant too, that always, it's almost like I have this like internal fight. You get out of the shower and your pores are open because you've been in heat. And then typically what you do is you just start putting lotion on your body and you put your deodorant on, or that's what I do. And so I feel like it's like every morning I go through this battle of like, oh, I'm going to wear my good deodorant today and be good. But it's like, doesn't go on as smooth or it has a weird, like, it does. It gives me a little rash or like it irritates my skin. And I'm like, do I want to deal with that today? And so, yeah, it's, you know, I guess just honoring that like internal compass inside of you, like, oh, I probably should not go that route. Like, I need to
Hmm.
like do the good stuff. Yeah.
So we have our hair clean, our body lotion, our, oh, here's the Olaplex
Toothpaste.
that I have to get rid of. I know this is a bad one.
Okay, so I have the number 5 too.
Uh-huh.
I heard that it's the number 3 that was really bad, but I don't trust any of it now.
Well, look at this ingredients list. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Seriously?
that's pretty gnarly. It's
I've
gnar
always
man.
had problems with my hair in that everything I put on it just feels like goopy. Even after
Mm-hmm.
I dry it, it will clump together. So any kind of shampoo and
Oh.
conditioner that removes everything and doesn't dry it out, I love because I just have always had problems with my hair sticking together from product. And I don't even wear hairspray, mousse, nothing like that. All shampoo and conditioner. I used to use just like a teeny bit of baking soda in water and dump it on my head back in the days. And
Okay.
vinegar as conditioner. That's not, it
Okay.
kind of makes it a little bit crispy, but if your hair has a lot of buildup in it, a little bit of baking soda is going to strip all that crap out.
Is that how you cleaned your dreads back in the day?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just coconut oil and baking soda,
Yeah,
man.
that's it.
Okay.
Um, okay, so do you have like a face wash?
I do not wash my face with soap ever because it used to just get so. I used to use Clinique
Okay.
for sensitive skin, the little 3-step care program.
Hmm.
I did that until my hippie days, and then I just went with nothing because I noticed that, and it took me a while to get to this point. So, what I do is I wait a couple days. I don't shower every day because you're washing off all of the good bacteria. You're washing off the top layer of oils that protect your skin. Um, so maybe every 2 days, every 3 days, I'm going to shower and get my skin wet. And by that time, my face, it's a little bit like dry. And I'll step in the shower and I just gently just wash it with water. And that top layer just comes right off. Um, and it just works perfectly. Soap used to totally irritate me, like right around here. I'd get really red down here and by my nose. And then I noticed when I stopped using soap altogether on my face, my skin got so much clearer, smoother, shinier, um, everything. So I would just say no soap on your face ever. But what do you use?
I use, well, okay, so I tried to look this up and it didn't recognize, but it's a tea tree and mint face wash. It has rosemary, argan, and coconut oil. It does have, um, it has like, I don't know how to pronounce these chemicals,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of oils in it. I do have, like, I feel personally, and maybe I just wear more makeup than you do every day. If I don't take my makeup off at night, I feel so disgusting every single night. So
Mhm.
I have to do this whole like, I take my eye makeup off and then I wash my face and then I put like a moisturizer on my face. And this is a nightly ritual I do. And then recently, these are probably really bad and I'm probably really sad about it. I'm gonna see, but I got these Koji pads. I don't know if you've ever like they're kind of like a toner that you put over your face after you wash it. Um, and I got these from my esthetician. It's supposed to help with like discoloration in your face, and I have a lot of freckles, and I'm very, very fair skinned, so I have a lot of sun damage if I don't take care of my skin, and so these are supposed to help with that. Might be bad though, so we're about to see.
Okay. Are you pulling it
But
up right
yeah,
now?
I'm gonna pull it up now. But yeah,
Okay.
I personally do use a cleansing soap at night. But I also use, I don't know if you wear foundation and concealer or not, but I do every single day.
Okay. Yeah, I brought everything, so we'll like go one by one and do it. So instead of soap, like I said, I just use water. And then I found this is one of the only things that doesn't irritate me as far as face moisturizer. And it's called Living Libations C Buckthorn Best Skin Ever. And it's supposed to be a cleanser plus moisturizer, but it's so oily that I just kind of use it as a face lotion. And I'm looking at it, didn't come up because it's such an obscure company, but I'm reading the ingredients and it looks all pure because I mean, I know about the company, they're pretty crunchy granola people.
Yeah.
So I'm trusting that this is just a concoction of lovely oils. And I really stand by this. I've been using this for like 5 years or more.
Ooh.
It's the only face moisturizer I need, really, except for my own cream that I make to use as makeup remover. That works really well. So if you need a good makeup remover, I just smear that tallow cream on my face and wipe it off.
Oh, that's
That
cool.
gets
I should try that.
yeah, that gets all my eye makeup and everything off. But this has been a lifesaver and it smells awesome. And I would recommend that to anybody.
So this is my eye makeup remover.
Okay.
It's an oil-free, just Neutrogena. Just put it on my eyes every night. It's a 4.
A 4. Okay.
So yeah. So like that and then my face wash combined, like that's an every night kind of ritual thing for me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna write that down. And then I do just like you, I have a body, like facial body moisturizer that I use. It's by Juniper Ridge, which is like a real hippy dippy type of like line as well. Um, I'm gonna see what it comes up. Man, my stuff isn't like registering. Uh, it is paraben free, preservative free, dye free. So I don't know. It's called Juniper Ridge, and the scent is coastal pine.
Mm,
It smells like you're in the redwood forest when you put it on your body. It's amazing.
nice.
Um, well, I don't know what the
The thing about this app is like if they don't have everything, you can actually type in the product yourself and they'll enter it into their database after a little while.
yeah.
So if something's not coming up, you can add it yourself. So what I
This one's
do,
not coming up. Sorry. This
yeah,
one's not coming up either, but I do use this sometimes. It's a magnesium oil.
ooh, that sounds nice.
Um, and it's amazing. Like if you're, I like to run a lot, not like run to the point where like I'm destroying my body, but like I do enjoy like walking a lot and running a lot. And so sometimes my joints will feel that. And so I'll throw this magnesium oil on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's not pulling up either, but I just know that we're depleted of magnesium all the time. Like
Yeah.
we just wake up depleted from it. So I feel like if I'm topically putting that on me, I'm doing something good for my body.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. I've got something disturbing.
Uh-oh. Yay,
Warning,
finally.
warning, warning. Okay. So I even got this at Whole Foods. It's called Pacifica Glow Baby.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that brand.
Um, it's vitamin C and acid, oh, glycolic acid. And it got an 8. So
Ooh.
that's really bad, and I should probably not use that.
Oh man, that's a
I
bummer.
know.
Well, you
A lot of
know,
the other Pacifica brands, I mean products, did
aren't
not
that
get
bad?
such a bad score. So the whole line looks like is all over the place.
Huh.
Okay, here's next. I do use, so I have on YouTube, one of my favorite like TikToker YouTube guys is this guy called Anthony Yoon, and he's like a plastic surgeon, but he's like a Christian holistic plastic surgeon.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, 3 things you need for your skin. One is retinol. And so I do have, this is a doctor recommended retinol. It didn't come up in the app. So I don't really know. And the stuff on the back is in French. So maybe that's a good thing that,
Yeah.
it's French, but it's number 7 retinol. I've never had a bad reaction. It does do really good in giving you like a smooth, like a glowy skin. So I think I'll
Do you
keep
ever
that.
flake, or did you when you first started using it? Did your skin like
No,
flake?
but I learned that, okay, so the second thing Anthony Yoon said to get for your skin is vitamin C, but you cannot use the retinoid with the vitamin C. You have to wait like several days in between, or
Okay.
you will flake.
Oh, okay.
So this is the one he recommends, Vichy vitamin C brightener.
Oh, that's cool. So he's recommending these products.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
So
Okay.
we'll
Because I
see.
was buying a vitamin C once by SkinCeuticals.
Uh-huh.
It was so expensive. It was like, not kidding you, like $180. And I was like, I
Whoa,
can't do
dude.
this. Yeah, like I can't, like, I won't have vitamin C on my face.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't. The next thing I have to show you outside of makeup is my fragrance that I love.
Uh-huh. So this Vichy Lift Active Vitamin C with hyaluronic acid got a 5. So
Wah, wah.
maybe we
Well,
can
I'm
find a
in the
different
middle.
vitamin C.
Yeah.
And then of course there was a vitamin E that I use also. So retinoid, vitamin C, and vitamin E are like the top 3 things that I will use like as a nighttime application.
Cool. Yeah, I think my little pads are pretty much all I'm doing right now with like a little bit of toxic moisturizer
Uh-huh.
that I really like figure out.
So this one is just a topical vitamin E in jojoba, and I'll put that on at night too. And it didn't come up, but it's just like vitamin E, so it's no big deal. And I think that's it for my face skincare.
Yeah, I mean, that's me. Like, I'm pretty much done with, yeah, face.
So I can't use Vichy anymore, and I can't use Pacifica Glow Baby. So
I will tell you, this is probably one of my new favorite lines that I've discovered this year or end of last year. It's called the Nuco. This is a topical C. And so what you do is you shake it into like a drink, and it's supposed to be like, it's not the same as like putting the serum on your face, but it's supposed to be like for your skin specifically. So I'm gonna look up this brand because I really like dig this brand, and I hope that they're good.
okay. Move on. Okay, so let's do foundation then. And I know
Okay.
I do not wear foundation. It's funny, I was thinking back about when I started using makeup and trying to remember the beginnings of, coming up in the 90s, and we used to use CoverGirl foundation in the triangle bottle with the white cap. Remember that? CoverGirl liquid foundation.
No, I don't. I remember like my mom made me wear Clinique as
Okay.
soon as I started wearing foundation. It was called
Uh-huh.
like the City Pack, and it was green, and yeah.
Yeah, so that's fancy. That's fancier than we were. But I was remembering makeup and hair was intrinsically tied to church for me as a child, because that's when you get up and you want to look your best on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And so you're entering your teen years, and looking your best means putting your hair in rollers and putting that makeup on. And so
Mhm.
I remember sitting down on my little floor with my little caboodle makeup box and in the mirror and putting all this stuff on. And I just never liked foundation. I always hated the way it felt on my skin. It I didn't like the smell of it. It just felt so gross to me. So I've never been a foundation person, but I do have one because I bought it for the wedding and I haven't worn it
Oh yeah.
before or since. But when you're taking pictures, you have to have like the flawless skin. So the one I had is called It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better. And honestly, it was a great foundation. So I'm going to look it up and see how bad it is.
Well, I just looked mine up.
Okay.
It's got a sunscreen in it, and it's like a light moisturizer type of foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It's made by Charlotte Tilbury, which I know is going to be bad because it's like a MAC or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it because it's light on my skin. It's not like super heavy. It's not super thick. Um, and I just looked it up, and it's an 8.
Oh no. Bye bye. I found
Yeah.
a great line called 100% Pure, but their products are very high end, and I have not been able to replace all my things with that. This one didn't come up, but it's really a non-issue because I haven't worn it since we got married. Oh, and did you know this little on all the products have this little jar with a number?
Yeah.
That means, so this says 12M. That means 12 months. So your makeup or whatever you have has an expiration date.
That has that on here.
Yeah, and it's a little jar. I don't know if you, with the number. So if you
Yeah.
ever was wondering what that means,
Never thought
that's
about
how
it.
long it lasts on the shelf. And so this one is already expired. I'm never going to wear it again. And it didn't come up, so it doesn't really matter. But I do have one
Oh,
that
that's
I'm
crazy.
a little worried about because I wear this every day and I'm going to put it on right now as we speak.
Oh, are we doing that? Or are we?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
I figured we would abandon all hope of like actually putting
Well,
makeup on.
okay. So,
I did just FYI, I found a company while I was researching stuff earlier today,
uh-huh.
and it's called Beauty Counter, and it's supposed to be just one of the best, uh, like health-wise, toxicity-free type of like mascara, concealer, foundation. So I don't know anything about it.
Mhm.
It was promoted by like a biohacker guy that I'm kind of into, and I pretty much trust a lot of the things he promotes on his store.
Uh-huh.
But I think I'm gonna look into that. Like, so now that I need to replace number 8 with, like a number 4 and under, I think I'd be chill with like 4 and under.
Yeah,
Um,
3 is green, 4 is like kind of like baby poop color, but okay, so this exact thing didn't come up, but the mineral fusion, I mean, yeah, mineral fusion other stuff is kind of like from 5 to 2.
okay.
So maybe I can find a better one, but I'm just gonna put this on because I need it. I've always been a sleepy person and I've always had dark circles under my eyes. And I don't know if that's a mineral thing, if it's an iron deficiency. I mean, I've tried everything. I've tried, you name it, like to get rid of dark circles, I will try it. Do you have like a facial thing that you're insecure about? You're muted. I don't know what happened to you.
Oh,
Oh, there
sorry.
you go. Yeah, you're fine.
So I definitely have an issue with my dark circles as well. Um, I know that my makeup probably needs a good overhaul with cleanliness. Um, I don't use a lot of concealer, but the little bit that I do, I use just this over the counter from like Walgreens. I just looked it up and it's a 9.
Oh,
Oh. So
Wow.
that's gonna
Okay.
go by goodbye. And
Yeah.
I literally just put like 1, 2, 3 dots here with it, and then I end up using like my foundation. So if we're gonna do that, I mean, I feel a little silly putting all the
Oh, you don't
now that
have to
I
do that. If it's
know.
not great, you don't have to put it on.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna like skip maybe all that, but I will put on um I'm gonna look at my lip gloss stuff that I use.
Okay.
Let's see.
I did find, okay, let's see if this is good. This is something I got sucked into because of my dark circles. It's called Tula Glow and Get It Cooling Brightening Eye Balm. And it looks like that. And TikTok made me
Mhm.
buy it.
Made you.
Yeah. Tula.
So it looks like my lipstick is by NARS and it is coming up as a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm just striking out. And then I use this Glossier mascara. So I'm gonna look at that one.
Okay. Here's one that I'm so scared to use because it's an eyebrow pencil from the drugstore that, I mean, I love it, but if another company made something like this that could replace it, I would get it. So I'm kind of scared because, like all 90s babies or 90s teens, I plucked out all my eyebrows
Mm-hmm.
and I need eyebrows. And I bought a bunch of these for the
Oh, the elf.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm scared. Like, come on, give me a good score because mama needs eyebrows in the
So
apocalypse.
this is coming up as like a 2. So
Okay.
not too bad. I'm gonna look up so I have another, so I use a different mascara for my top lashes than my bottom
Okay.
because I'm complicated. Um, the top needs more volume and lift, and then the bottom needs to be a little bit more like whimsical, like this is in my head. Um,
That's a cute way of putting it. I like that. You have whimsical
yeah.
eyelashes. Okay.
So my mascara is an 8 as well. So
Oh,
I really need an overhaul in the cosmetic department.
all right.
Yeah.
So ELF came up again across the board. My specific product isn't on there, but they have a lot of 8s, which is not great. But they also have a lot of 3s. So maybe I'll use this until it runs out and then I will switch to something that has a 0 in it because I really need some eyebrows.
I do use a lot of I don't use a lot of powder, but I do just use the Sephora like pressed powder brand. Let's see what happens here. I'm a little nervous.
It's so weird. I used to have like a set makeup that I just would every day all the time and never switch it up. And it was that way for a long, long, long time until probably like 2020. And when shit started to get realer in 2020, I started spending a lot more time at home like everybody else, but also just kind of isolated in my bathroom watching makeup tutorials because
Yeah.
it was comforting and it was almost therapy to do makeup, to do my own makeup. And it was fun to experiment with all the different looks and everything. But I was like, is this vanity or am I wasting time? So I would compromise and I would listen to like Orthodox sermons while I was doing this elaborate, 12-step eye look.
Yeah.
Um, and I learned a lot and it's really fun. And it just kind of became to me like a mandala, like a sand mandala, because it was an
Yeah.
art project. And I'm like, I know this is gonna wash off tonight or tomorrow or whenever. But it was a very therapeutic time for me to just be by myself in a safe space where it's quiet, doing something artistic, making
Mhm.
myself feel a little better. And anybody who has had like problems with depression and anxiety know that there's something about doing your makeup that's very soothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
I love like for me, I really like glittery, like I have this eyeshadow palette and there's just a ton of like glittery eyeshadow colors in it.
uh-huh.
And I love to like I love to play around with eyeshadow.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I think it's like, and my eye makeup is probably my favorite. I have this like the black fine line felt pen that I like to like kind of throw out. This lady from my church, my youth group actually taught me this, but like you throw out like a corner of your lashes so that when you put your mascara on, it just looks like you have an extra lash at the end. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I can't get into like the whole like huge wing type thing because I would not know how to do that, A. Um, but B, like, I know a lot of people are kind of like, oh, you don't need to wear makeup, you're beautiful the way you are. And I get that too. Like,
Mhm.
but then there's also aspects of like, I genuinely love playing around with makeup and I love um the way it like makes me feel and I think it's fun and I love seeing like other women express themselves and through creativity and their makeup and um I I personally like just think it's a really fun thing to be able to be involved in and play with.
That's kind of where I was going because when I was telling you about getting ready for church and stuff, because if I had an aesthetic, it would be glam, definitely. And all of the ladies in my family who are also very pious, sweet Christian ladies who never miss a service, um, whenever my aunties, my grandma, and my mom would get together, it's beauty shop time. Like they're doing each other's hair, they're doing home perms, they're doing home haircuts, they're doing manicures on each other. It's just like bring all of your beauty products. And it was a like,
With the sparkles.
yeah, it was a social
Yeah.
thing that we all get together and we beautify each other. And I really love that part of it is like you're not alone in going to the salon or um, doing things by yourself. All of the women took pride in making each other beautiful
Yeah.
instead of just doing it to yourself. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
we all had a hand in how the other person looked, and it was kind of like instead of a competition, it was more of look at
It's
my
like
art
Still
project.
Magnolias, that beauty scene, in Still Magnolias when they're all together and they're doing each other's hair and
Yeah. Because
or
then
The
how can you
Office.
feel jealous or in competition when you're the one who did their makeup or whatever? Like it's
Right.
a really nice bonding thing to do together.
I feel like I put too much too much mascara on here. I feel kind of bad putting on like this like toxic stuff. Maybe we need to do a like follow up to this and like
Okay.
show
Oh yeah.
what we've replaced this with this and then this with this because I feel like health like supplement wise, food wise, water wise, I'm like on my A game, but like this cosmetic stuff, I am gonna have to repeat third grade again because I'm real bad.
I know. And I'm bad too. And when we get to the eyeshadows, it's gonna be terrible for me because I know, I mean, they're from Walmart, so ain't nothing good coming out of that. But
Well,
I'm going to do a trick that I learned from my YouTube girls, and it's just put a little bit of concealer underneath your eyebrow to give it that on fleek. So after you fill in your brows, you just put a little bit of concealer to give it that clean edge
ooh,
under there.
yeah.
And this concealer got a 4, so
And what concealer is this?
this one is called Mineral Fusion, and you can get it at Whole
Oh
Foods
yeah.
or any other health food.
I used to use their eye makeup remover, and then they discontinued it. But they were great.
So, okay. I'm going to look this one up. It's called Zuzu Luxe Liquid Eyeliner. And you can get this at Whole Foods. Zuzu Luxe gets a 3. Okay. So it's still in the green. So this is
Okay.
my go-to liquid eyeliner. I've
Okay.
never used black because it always seemed really harsh to me. So I always use brown. And then I got this eye pencil from 100% pure. So this should be good to go. 100% pure is getting a 0. Okay, so that's why this was $30. This little brown
Whoa.
eyeliner that's not
Like,
even very long, maybe like 5 inches long.
oh, wow.
More than $30, but it's a 0. So this is fine
Oh,
to
that's
use.
great.
Yeah. So this brand is 100% pure. It better be. Better be 100% good.
Okay, so my Sephora eyeliner is not pulling up. But it's like that. It's like a black felt. I can like do that thing. That's really all I have. I mean, I don't really have anything else. I have this makeup, I have this eyeshadow palette. I'll look that up.
So in preparation for this, I was going through all these different makeup videos. I found some crazy stuff. So, like in the old times, they would use makeup with lead, arsenic, belladonna, mercury, urine, dung, turpentine, blood and organs, cinnabar, which is a form of mercury, and human fat. So these are all of the toxic chemicals that throughout history they would put on their face. And then even in ancient Egypt, especially around the eyes, they would use the kohl. And this was to, number one, keep the sun out. Like, you know how football players put that black smudge under their eyes? So in Egypt, that's what they would use the eyeliner for. But also, they would use it to imitate what they thought the gods would look like. And next week, we are going to be talking about the book of Enoch.
That's right.
And I remembered this passage from the book of Enoch, and it was talking about Azazel and how he was teaching humans all of these things. And one of them was beautifying the eyelids.
And they would put metal on the eyelids.
Yeah. So they would make eyeshadow out of like mica and malachite. And actually, there's a controversy about shimmery eyeshadows because mica is one of those things that has to be mined by like kind of like slave labor. And this one video was talking about how children have to go down deep down into this mine, this dangerous mine where rocks are falling on their heads to mine this mica for beauty products. So it's pretty intense when you think about what's going in there. Yeah, so they would they would use malachite, they would use crushed up beetles.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the scarabs, those like shiny beetles. They would use that for makeup. And then going into the Roman times, Roman women would use lead, like a lead concoction, and they called it spirits of Saturn.
Spirits of who?
Saturn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
And the point of makeup in antiquity was always to brighten and whiten your skin. So pale skin was it for thousands of years. And then that kind of peaked with Queen Elizabeth, who was known for putting tons of makeup, tons of mercury, lead, powder. Like, okay, so makeup was used mostly by, you know, royalty and nobility, high class of people. And then the other people would kind of, you know, mimic that like we do today. But Queen Elizabeth had smallpox scars.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So they would actually have to use it kind of like a spackle to fill in the scars and then give the whole face that
Oh my
whitewash look
God.
that
Yeah.
you remember. And this is what they think led to her kind of losing her mental faculties and sickness, because I mean, you're poisoning yourself. And then I found out that, we think, oh, we've come so far, I've never used mercury on my face, but we're using all this crap. But they actually knew that it wasn't great for you. So it wasn't like they were doing this in naivety.
Hmm.
Naivety, is that the word?
Naivety.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like
So.
today, like, well, it's poisonous, but it makes me look good. And that's what matters right now. So how far have we come?
Oh, not very. I did want to mention this. It's not pulling up, but this is something I use in the summertime. It's a sheer,
Handily.
um, it's called Color Correct Andalou. I got it from Whole Foods. Um, it is it's a sheer moisturizer, but it also has like a little tint in it. So it like gives you a little bit of color.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everything I'm pulling up with them is a 3.
Okay.
So I really love this brand. I actually use their shampoo and conditioner a lot of the time. I also use this primer,
Uh-huh.
EVO Beauty, perfect, perfect primer. And it is a 3.
Okay.
So,
So I use for mascara, I use Mineral Fusion,
mhm.
and the waterproof one, I just use a regular one, but the waterproof one's coming up as a 4. And so I'm hoping that this non-waterproof one is going to be better. But there's some on this list that are 0. So I will just use this up and then I will get a 0 next time.
Yep. I mean, I'm no longer using this one because this is an 8.
Which one?
That's pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. I
This is
know. I can't believe that Glow Baby stuff was an 8. That's so crazy.
Too Faced. Yeah.
Okay. We've got mascara, eyeliner. Let's go to our palette. Do you have an eyeshadow palette?
I do, but I couldn't find it.
Okay. What brand is it?
It's called Alama Esqui. I don't know how to. I mean, I have so many makeup, like eyeshadow palettes. So I have like Tarte upstairs. I have this one. I mean, I'm using the mirror from this one. I don't ever use this one, but the mirror is really amazing. But I could use this one to see how bad it is. I have a sister and a mother who love makeup. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they love makeup. Every time I go visit, they give me all this stuff. I barely buy any of it. So, it's really hard to turn down some of this
Mm-hmm.
really cute, amazing makeup stuff. But I will say my mom buys me Bath and Body Works, like shampoo, like not shampoos. They don't make shampoo, I don't think. Lotions and candles. And I have a girlfriend that loves them. So I just give them to my girlfriend all the
Mm-hmm.
time. I should probably throw them away, but I don't.
Okay, so I knew these were going to be bad because I just turned it over and looked at the ingredients. And like anytime you see a bunch of gobbledygook like that,
Yeah.
it's not going to be great. So I'm not, I guess all of my eyeshadow palettes are striking out. I did have this one. It's a Pacifica, so maybe it's a little better. Okay, Pacifica eyeshadow comes up as a 3. So this one is still good. It's got all
Yeah.
these fun colors.
I'm finding anything with like Tarte Amazonian clay, which this one is literally, it's called Amazonian clay palette. It's coming up as a 6.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
NYX, this one was not great. I think this was like,
Was it?
yeah. which sucks because these are so fun. The colors were
What
so
was it?
fun. NYX.
What did
And
it come up as though?
um, it was like an 8 or something like that.
Ah,
So not great. This one, it didn't have the brand, but I can already tell by the ingredients list. This one was green light, Pacifica. So
oh, good. Okay.
let's put that on right now. So Queen Elizabeth was so toxic with her makeup because, well, the nobility also had to use this makeup to cover up like their syphilis blisters and
Oh, nice.
yeah. So they're literally like dying to be attractive and their makeup just makes their face fall off and they have to use more to spackle it back on. And so it's just like,
Maybe this is when like the baby blood thing started coming into effect. I don't
oh
know.
yeah, maybe. I'm just gonna take this Pacifica and give a little bit of a shadow here.
When did you do your eye makeup?
When we were talking,
Oh, I
you didn't
just
notice?
no. I yeah. I mean, the only other thing that I really do, which I don't have I like a lip liner.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this somewhere where I put like a primer on my lips so that it holds the lip gloss or the lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
So I always put like a little bit of makeup on my lips and that makes it look dead. Like I don't have any color in my lips.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Speaking of dead, okay, so Queen Elizabeth used so much lead that apparently it was reported that when she died and they shut her coffin, it became like a pressure cooker and all of these toxic things that her coffin exploded back out
Weird.
because of her toxicity.
She, you're so toxic. You know you're in a toxic. What's the joke I'm trying to
I
make?
know there is a joke there somewhere.
There's a joke here, and I'm not getting it.
Okay, what do we have next? Oh, okay, Bare Minerals. Have you ever heard of them?
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna look them up because I used to use their powder and now I just use a cheek blush. Bare Minerals is coming up as a 3, so I guess I can continue to use this.
Very cool.
3 is not great. I mean, it's funny because when I use this sometimes it itches a little bit.
Yikes.
But usually I will only do a full makeup if it's like a show day. If I'm going on a show with Jay or us. And then the rest of the time I'll like to let my skin rest.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'll just use like a little bit of eyeliner, well, eyebrows for one, and a little bit of eyeliner and like
That's when this baby comes into play. I have 2 different colors. I have a summer color and a winter color because I do get
that's
a
fun.
little bit more color in the summer. And yeah, that's like my staple. My eyebrows, my mascara, and then really that's it.
Oh crap. Okay, so I have an Aveda lipstick that I love.
Uh-oh.
And Aveda is getting 8s. They don't have this exact lipstick, but yeah.
Bummer.
Well,
man.
can't put this one on. I know this is going to be bad. Clinique. This was the one that went viral. Have you seen this Clinique? It's like called Almost Lipstick in Black Honey, and it's supposed to be like everyone's perfect color. But I don't think it's going to get a very good score. Oh yeah. Okay. So this exact one, Clinique Almost Lipstick in Black Honey, that I had to go to so many different stores and ask if they had it because it was sold out, is an 8.
Aw, dang.
Yes. So both of my lip colors are toxic, which is, my mouth. So maybe I
Not a
should
big deal.
be mirroring toxic chemicals right on my mouth and in my eyes. Okay, so one last lip color. Please be okay. Mineral Fusion Hydro Shine Lip Gloss from Nashville Whole Foods. Let's see.
I feel like Mineral Fusion is the way to go.
It's been pretty safe. Okay, well, some of their things get 5s. Mineral Fusion, what is this? Lip gloss. It doesn't have the lip gloss specifically. So they seem like a safer line, but there's a lot of things in this app that come up zeros. So I'm just going to get that next time I buy something.
I say you just say it's a 0.
I have 3 of these, so I hope it's okay.
Your lip color is so much more colorful than mine. I feel like mine just like, I like nudes.
Okay,
Oh,
what
so
else?
pretty.
Oh,
I'm done. I've got everything.
are you done? You look
I am.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I have
I
one
did
more
put
thing.
I did not put my like foundation on because like after seeing, I knew it was gonna be bad, but now that I know, I just can't. And I'm gonna run upstairs and wash all this off afterwards anyway.
So I did bring, okay, 3 nail polishes.
Oh, okay.
And I know that nail polish is one of the worst things. So Pacifica's okay. Pacific nail polish.
Mineral Fusions has a line of nail
I have
polish.
their specific nail polish didn't come up. I do have a Mineral Fusion
Okay.
nail polish. And one called Mani Pure, which is DPB free.
Okay.
So this is probably too much personal information, but I don't ever paint my nails anymore. I use these things, which I'm going to look up right now.
Oh yeah.
It's not they're not in here either.
I got some of those for Christmas,
Oh,
but
did
I
you?
haven't used them yet. Mm-hmm.
I love these. It's just a sticker. It never leaves any kind of residue on my nail. It doesn't have that smell like Jay. He won't even let me paint my nails in the house. Or like, you know what I mean? Like I have to be in the bathroom with the fan on and the door shut. He can't stand
Oh
it.
man. Yeah.
So maybe once every 3 months, I will do my toenails with polish, but the rest of the time, I'm just going to use these little stickers.
Yeah.
And let's see, ingredients. It doesn't look great, dude, but it's not like going into my skin. It's just kind of sitting on top of my
Like
nail.
sitting on, yeah. And they're really cool. Like you can do just like one nail and then
Yeah.
that's it. It's a cool look.
And I've noticed that these actually help my nails grow longer and stronger because it's kind of a protection thing on top. Like it's not leaching out oils from my nail. It's sitting on top of it and they do grow longer and last longer. So I'm not going to stop using these.
Is that what you have on your nails right now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's all of the things that I brought.
Just beware, ladies. Toxins everywhere.
I know 515 chemicals we come in contact with every day. And I think I've learned a lot, maybe like a quarter of my stuff. I'll have to throw it out.
Yeah.
And
I feel really good about my products besides the deodorant issue.
Yeah.
But my cosmetics are awful. Oh. So we should do a part 2 in a few months and show how we've corrected the error of our ways.
Yes. Lent is the time for repenting.
I'm confessing
And
how awful this is.
yes, we're repenting of our toxic chemicals in our makeup.
Yeah.
So that was really fun and awesome. I think I want to close out the show by doing a segment that we're going to keep doing about the lives of saints. And we're just going to read the life of one saint, maybe every time or every other time we do a show. And this time is St. Patrick, because tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day.
That's great.
So here is your St. Patrick with the clover.
Or not tomorrow, but
isn't it tomorrow? Oh, Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes.
Yep.
So St. Patrick is known as the Enlightener of Ireland, born around 385, the son of Calpurnius, a Roman decurion, which was a tax collector. And he lived in the village of Banavem Tabernay, which may have been located at the mouth of the Severn River in Wales. The district was raided by pirates when Patrick was 16, and he was one of those taken captive. He was brought to Ireland and sold as a slave and put to work as a herder of swine on a mountain identified with Slemish in Company Antrim. During this period of slavery, Patrick acquired a proficiency in the Irish language, which was very useful to him in the later mission. He prayed during his solitude on the mountain and lived this way for 6 years. He had 2 visions. The first told him he would return to his home. The second told him his ship was ready. Setting off on foot, Patrick walked 200 miles to the coast. There he succeeded in boarding a ship and returned to his parents in Britain. Sometime later, he went to Gaul and studied for the priesthood at Auxerre under St. Germanus, and eventually he was consecrated as a bishop and was entrusted with the mission to Ireland, succeeding St. Palladius on July 7th. After about a year, he went to Scotland, where he died in 432. Patrick had a dream in which an angel came to him bearing many letters. Selecting one inscribed "The Voice of the Irish," he heard the Irish entreating him to come back to them. Although St. Patrick achieved remarkable results in spreading the gospel, he was not the first or only missionary in Ireland. He arrived around 432, about a year after St. Palladius began his mission to Ireland. There were also other missionaries who were active on the southeast coast, but it was St. Patrick who had the greatest influence and success in preaching the gospel of Christ. Therefore, he is known as the Enlightener of Ireland. His autobiographical confession tells of the many trials and disappointments he endured. Patrick had once confided to a friend that he was troubled by a certain sin he had committed before he was 15 years old. The friend assured him of God's mercy and even supported Patrick's nomination as bishop. Later, he turned against him and revealed what Patrick had told him in an attempt to prevent his consecration. Many years later, Patrick still grieved for his dear friend who had publicly shamed him. St. Patrick founded many churches and monasteries across Ireland, but the conversion of the Irish people was no easy task. There was much hostility, and he was assaulted several times. He faced danger and insults, and he was reproached for being a foreigner and a former slave. There were also a very real possibility that the pagans would try to kill him. Despite many obstacles, he remained faithful to his calling, and he baptized many people into Christ. The Saint's Epistle to Coroticus is also an authentic work. In it, he denounces the attack of Coroticus' men on one of his congregations. The breastplate is also attributed to St. Patrick. In his writings, we can see St. Patrick's awareness that he had been called by God, as well as his determination and modesty in undertaking his missionary work. He refers to himself as a sinner, the most ignorant and of least account, and as someone who was despised by many. He ascribes his success to God rather than his own talents. I owe it to God's grace that through me, so many people should be born again to him. By the time he established his episcopal see in Armagh in 444, St. Patrick had other bishops to assist him, many native priests and deacons, and he encouraged the growth of monasticism. He's often depicted holding a shamrock or with snakes fleeing from him. That's an interesting icon. You see all the little slithery snakes fleeing.
Yeah.
He used the shamrock to illustrate the doctrine of the Holy Trinity. Its three leaves growing out of a single stem helped him to explain the concept of one God in three persons. Many people now regard the story of St. Patrick driving all the snakes out of Ireland as having no historical basis. St. Patrick died on March 17, 461. There are various accounts of his last days, but they are mostly legendary. No one knows where St. Patrick is buried. St. Columba of Iona says that the Holy Spirit revealed to him that Patrick was buried at Saul, the site of his first church. A granite slab was placed at his traditional gravesite in Downpatrick in 1899. So that's our first life of
I
St.
love
Patrick.
that.
Yeah.
Just because I'm super Irish, or my ancestry is very Irish.
Well, go get a green beer.
I have a gift, and I'm not kidding you. I can spot four-leaf clovers from like hundreds of yards away.
Oh, really?
I find several every single year. Yeah.
Cool.
Have my entire life. Yeah.
It's your hidden talent.
Yeah, it's my hidden talent. Yeah. Well, that was beautiful. Thank you.
That was a super fun show, and
Yeah.
we will continue to bring you guys more fun and
So next week,
enlightening content.
the Book of Enoch.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Yep. Gonna get into all the angelology and demonology and
metallurgy and
what's going on in the world that we can't see. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.